And people, it's hard to convince tactical guys that haven't shot matches. I hear the same issue where it's like, well, where all the targets are. Well, I'll tell you what, typically in most law enforcement engagements are, one-on-one where all the targets are anyway.
Yeah.
It's standing right in front of you. And then something happens and it reacts, especially on the patrol side. SWAT guys, CQB, it's obviously way different. But people don't understand how difficult it becomes. You walk through a stage for 5 minutes and the conditions are completely relaxed. And as soon as you step up on that line and everybody's watching, it's very difficult to recreate that pressure in your own training. And some guys do it with trying to run around and work out, and they feel like that's not really creating pressure on you. It's just creating like physical stress, right? The being tired. And you work through that stuff from my experience so quickly.
Yeah.
Like it just starts to not, when the foundational skills are so ingrained and you can execute them kind of on demand, your physical state is kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't like that, like carry this dumbbell, run over here, carry this bag, like the tactical games type thing. From a competitive side, it seems really fun. I'm really interested to shoot that kind of stuff, but I don't think from a training value, you're getting what you get from just going and shooting a match and that different type of stress.
Yeah. And the stress is definitely there. You're trying to perform in front of people you don't know. I personally recently been shooting in the same rig that I wear for my SWAT stuff. So that's what I carry for work. That's what I'm going to shoot in. And then it's like, oh, it's a cop shooting. Like, probably terrible. Like people start thinking that. It's like, okay, obviously you want to perform in front of people. You don't want to look stupid. But in all honesty, I really don't care if I look stupid because I just want to get out there and train. In regards to that, I was talking to one of my good buddies out here. He's a phenomenal competition shooter. But he was talking about like the law enforcement perspective of competition shooting. It's like, it's unrealistic. You're never going to go against like 6 dudes in one room or whatever. And it's like, the way I perceive that is, let's say I have a target array of like 3 or 4 targets, difference of difficulties or whatnot. I always try to perceive that as like, if I'm working from left to right, it's one dude that's moving while I'm shooting from left to right, and I'm engaging him from target to target. And it's not 3 dudes, but it's one dude moving from left to right off of my direction of travel. Because most shootings do, whether it's from 5 or 7 yards away and it's a couple seconds, most dudes don't stand still when you shoot at them. So I always perceive, hey, like if I'm in a target array, left to right, right to left, or whatnot, it's always engaging a target that's moving. So that's what I keep in my mind. So.
Yeah, and there's, I would say nearly every engagement I've ever been in, movement was a component of it. Either the target was moving, I was moving, or we both were moving.
Yeah.
And that whole, when tactical guys start to apply that, well, you're never going to go against 3 guys. I get it. But also, if you look at CQB, guys that are good instructors, team leaders, go set up a house correctly, right? You have multiple targets in multiple rooms.
Yeah.
That's an unwinnable fight for any team. And it's not that we're creating a real scenario. If we do that, we're just going to drop one target in the house somewhere, and you have to find it. The goal, you have to separate this mindset of that you're always in some sort of fight or whatever. It's training, right? We put 4 CQB targets in a room when you're doing points of domination CQB, so that you have scoreable, critiquable situations for the 1-man, scoreable, critiquable situations for the 2-man, the 3-man, the 4-man. And that's the training thing. And that's one thing that I think the tactical world, guys that are so anti-competition, they live under this umbrella, and the excuse is some sort of reality-based event is their excuse for being slow or for not having skills that are developed, right? And it really turns into, like Chris was saying, it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
That not just a culture of an organization, it can be a culture of an echo chamber of a group of shooters to an entire community, a forum. I mean, you see it all over the place.